Portobello, chestnut, button, cinnamon cap. Are you mad about mushrooms? Today I'm making luxury dark mushroom gravy. It's intense, it's rich, and it's just about amazing on everything. Hey everyone, how's it going? Good to see you. Welcome back to my channel, Chef Archie's Easy Recipes. And thanks for joining me for today's There's Mushrooms Everywhere video presentation. And like I said, they are everywhere. We're cooking mushrooms and we're taking some really special ingredients. We're exploring the possibility of creating the ultimate mushroom gravy. Recently on the channel, we had a lot of success with our luxury onion gravy. And my friends across the pond tell me that they prefer mushroom gravy. So rather than do a simple basic one, we can maybe do a luxury one and leave the basic one for another time. But let's look at this luxury one today. We're going to use 3 varieties of mushrooms. Very, very important. We're going to be doing something with those lovely portobellos. I just love them. They're very special. We need a really good quality beef stock, some red wine, a couple of varieties of onions you can see there. I've also got a little bit of celery. Not a lot of it. That is key to special flavour though. We've also got some fresh herbs, rosemary and parsley, lots of butter, a drop of balsamic vinegar, a drop of Worcestershire sauce, and we've got some garlic and some tomato paste. A little bit of flour over there to thicken too. That's it. Not a great deal of ingredients, but a really impressive sauce. Right, should we crack on? Okay, I've got my beef stock in a saucepan and I'm going to bring it to a simmer and add the portobello mushrooms. They've got those wonderful gills on there, full of flavour, nice and earthy, really heavy duty beefy flavour. We're going to poach those in the stock for about 20 minutes while I slice my regular white button mushrooms, and I've got some fabulous chestnut button mushrooms here too. My friends in the States call them cinnamon tops, I think, or cinnamon caps. Anyway, chunk of butter, drop of oil to stop the butter from burning. In with 2 varieties of onions, my spring onions and scallions, my celery, fresh parsley, a little bit of rosemary from the garden there. Everything's going in. Don't forget the garlic, he says. Oh my God. I'm going to saute this lot over a medium heat for about 10 minutes until it's completely softened. And the celery, let me talk about that very quickly. I love the flavour of the eternal sticks. They've got the flowers in there too, a wonderful flavour. Absolutely huge when it comes to vegetable flavoured gravies. Okay. In there with the mushrooms, nicely thinly sliced. Now, as you probably know, the mushrooms are now going to absorb every bit of moisture. So let's give them about 5 minutes in the pan just to start the process off, just to get them cooking. Get the chef toss his mushrooms. Oh my God. Absolutely fabulous. I've got 3 tablespoons of water going in there. That's going to create steam. Turn the heat right up just to demonstrate how much liquid we've got in there. Fair bit, isn't there? Let's get the lid on. Turn the heat right up. Pop the lid on for 5 minutes only on a full flame. And after 5 minutes, most of the water's evaporated. The mushrooms are nicely stewed. Every bit of extracted flavour from those mushrooms. Throw in the red wine. We're going to bring the red wine right up to the boil. And we're going to reduce it pretty much until there's no surplus red wine left. Quite a bit in there actually. Okay. While the red wine's reducing, we're going to fish the portobello mushrooms out of our beef stock. And they're cooked obviously by now. All the flavour they've had just left in the beef stock. Oh my God. Amazing flavours going on. Let them sit in the sieve and drain for about 5 minutes, and let's go back to our red wine reduction, shall we? As you can see, the red wine has pretty much evaporated. There is red wine still in there, but it's contained in the solids in that pan. It's all soaked in there. Chop my portobellos up and throw them in. And now I'm going to put in a little drop of balsamic vinegar, some Worcestershire sauce. Shut up for Worcestershire. And some tomato paste. I live in Worcestershire, by the way. That's why I always shout it out. We need to stir this round for about 2 minutes until everything gets nicely incorporated amongst the solids. That's the balsamic vinegar, Worcestershire sauce, the tomato paste. Everything needs to spread itself around. There you go. Look at those gills on there. Absolutely fabulous. I just love them. They're just full of flavour. There's something special about portobellos. I'm going to throw in a little bit of extra butter, about ½ an ounce, because we're going to add the flour shortly. And I want extra fat in there because we're going to make a roux. And a roux, obviously, is when you mix fat with flour. And we are mixing flour with fat that's contained in the solids. So we're going to turn the heat right down to a minimum, give it a good mix all together. And when the flour and the solids meet together and form a big blob, we can then add our stock. Let's get the heat up to a little bit of a medium heat now. Let's add 1/3 of the stock of our fabulous portobello and beef stock. Mix it through, turn the heat up to a medium and stir constantly until the solids and the liquids have met to form a lovely paste. They come together. You're going to see a few bubbles around the outside there. Let's add a little bit more stock. Let's add our second batch. We're going to stir that through again, once again, until the liquid incorporates itself into the solid mass. The result is a wonderful pasty consistency. Obviously, that'll shortly become our gravy. We're on a medium heat, don't forget. You can see the colour starting to really look intense. The last of the stock goes in. Things are bubbling away. The smell is obviously absolutely fabulous. I don't know what it is, actually. You know, when you can see how rich something is without even tasting it or smelling it, the colours, the concentrated mushroom and beef stocks in there, all those different things we've done, the red wine reduction, the massive extraction of flavour from the mushrooms. I'm going to leave that now for about 5 minutes. And once it's had 5 minutes, let's throw in some salt and pepper, but please have a taste before you season this. Not everybody wants sauces and gravies with salt and pepper in. I'm afraid I'm heavy on salt, which I'm a little bit guilty about, but you know. Once again, get a little teaspoon, have a little taste of it, and then you can gauge whether you need more salt. And I like lots of pepper anyway. And this bit is when my daughter loves to use the slow motion setting on the camera. But it does give you an idea of all the fabulous ingredients contained in this sauce. The richness of these 3 varieties of mushrooms is absolutely glorious. I need you guys to let me know all about your cinnamon topped or cinnamon cap mushrooms. I adore them. They seem to have more flavour. The gravy's ready. I'm going to serve it with crispy roast chicken. And I want a close-up on those mushrooms. Let's ladle the mushroom gravy all over. I mean, look at it. Isn't it inviting? There's something incredibly unique about wonderful mushrooms that's contained in a dark gravy. They just shine, don't they? It's so very, very special. And I have to say, I totally get my pals across the pond as to why they're obsessed with brown mushroom gravy. It's fabulous. And this one is my luxury one. Yes, it is. It's my luxury mushroom gravy, everyone. And doesn't it look wonderful? And as usual, don't forget, everyone, to subscribe if you haven't already. Smash that like button. It's huge for us. Share it with your friends. Let me know your thoughts about mushrooms. Some people want to use shiitakes. Some people want to use dried mushrooms. There's a million different ones out there. I'm going to get stuck in. Do take care of yourselves, everybody. I'll see you very soon.